Hello everyone, I am Golanash. I am here to present multiprocessor network topologies in computer architecture and organization. On completion of this video, students will be able to explain what is multiprocessor network topologies. So, multiprocessor network topologies. Multiprocessor system consists of multiple processing units connected via some interconnection networks plus the software needed to make the processing unit work together. So, there are two major factors used to categorize such systems: processing unit and interconnection network. So, a number of communication styles exist for multiprocessing network. These can be broadly classified according to the communication model as shared memory. A single address space versus message passing multiple address spaces. Then, what are the design issues of interconnection networks? An important issue An important issue in the design of multiprocessor system is how to cope with the problem of an adequate design of interconnection network in order to achieve the desired performance at low cost. So the choice of interconnection network may affect several characteristics of the system such as node complexity, scalability and cost, etc. So the following are the issues. What are the issues which should consider while designing interconnection network? First, dimension and size of the network. So it should be decided how many processing elements are there in the network and what are the dimensionality of the network, that is with how many neighbors, how many neighbors each processor is connected. Then symmetry of the network. It is important to consider whether the network is symmetry or not. So whether all processors are connected with the same number of processing elements, or the processing elements of corners or edges have different number of adjacent elements. Then message size is dependent on the amount of data that can be transferred in one unit time. Data transfer time, so the time taken for the message to reach to another processor. So whether this time is a function of link distance between two processors, or it depends upon the number of nodes coming in between, or chief factors. Then startup time, so it is a time for initiation of the process. Then performance parameter. First, number of nodes. A number of nodes in a multiprocessor network plays a dynamic role by virtue of which the performance of the system is evaluated. Higher number of nodes means higher complexity, but higher is a system performance. Therefore, the number of processors should be optimal. Then node degree. So the node degree of a network is defined as the number of edges connected with the nodes. So it is the connectivity among different nodes in a network. The connectivity of the nodes determines the complexity of the network. The greater number of links in the network means greater is the complexity. If the edge carries data from the node, it is called the degree of its. If this carries data into the node, then it is called in degree. Diameter, the network diameter is defined as the maximum shortest path between source and destination node. So the path length is measured by number of links traversed. So this virtue is important in determining the distance involved in communication and hence the performance of parallel system. So the low diameter is always better because the diameter puts a lower bound on the complexity of parallelisms requiring communication between arbitrary pairs of nodes. Then cost, it is defined as the product of the diameter and the degree of the nodes for the symmetric network. Then cost, so cost equal to diameter into degree is equal to diameter into degree. So the greater number of nodes means greater the cost of the network. So it is good creation to measure the hardware cost and the performance of the multiprocessor network and gives more insight to design cost effective parallel systems. Extensibility. So it is virtue which facilitate large sized system out of small ones with minimum changes in the configuration of the nodes. So it is the smallest increment by which the system can be expanded in a useful ways. So a network with a large number of links or a large node degree tends to increase the hardware cost. Expandability is an important parameter to evaluate the performance of a multiprocessor system. Then the feasibility to extend a system while retaining its topological characteristics enables to design large scale parallel systems. Then next, network topologies. So the multiprocessor networks are classified into two broad categories. First one is queue based network and linear extensible network. Queue-based network architecture are widely used network in parallel systems. In this we have a hypercube, folded hypercube, crossed cube. These are the structures. HCN, FTC, and necklace hypercube. That's all. Thanks for listening.